Welcome back, coin collectors. Did you know that some of the tiniest coins in your pocket could be worth a fortune? We're talking millions of dollars. Money bag. In this video, we're diving into the top 10 most expensive and rare US pennies ever sold. So if you're a collector, investor, or just curious, stick around, because you might just have a treasure hiding in plain sight. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on our next big coin discovery. Because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but in the right condition and under the right circumstances, could be worth an astonishing $99,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right, $99,000 for a 1-cent coin. So stay tuned as we explore its history, rarity, value factors, and why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for this humble little penny. Let's start with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent, or penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's likeness. Over the decades, the design has seen only minor changes, but the Lincoln penny remains a cornerstone of American coinage. Now, let's fast forward to the year 1980. At this time, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies each year. In fact, over 7.4 billion Lincoln cents were struck in 1980 across three major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins are worth only their face value today. But not all 1980 pennies are created equal. That's where things get exciting. The 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln cent was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which, at the time, did not use a mint mark on its coins. So if your 1980 penny has no letter below the date, it was made in Philadelphia. But here's the twist. While the vast majority of these coins are still only worth a penny, some rare examples with exceptional qualities have stunned collectors and rocked auction houses. So, what makes one of these coins worth up to $99,000? There are a few key factors that determine the value. 1. Condition, also known as grade. Grading coins is like grading diamonds. The better the condition, the higher the value. A coin in mint state 67, 68, or higher with original red luster and no signs of wear is extremely rare for this issue. Out of the billion struck, only a handful are in such pristine condition. These are called red coins, meaning they retain their original coppery shine from the minting process, without toning or discoloration. The top-graded examples are where the big bucks come in. Point 2. Errors and varieties. Some of the most valuable 1980 Lincoln cents come with mint errors, striking mistakes made during the production process. These errors can include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and more. A 1980 penny with a strong double die obverse, where the lettering, date, or Lincoln's profile appears doubled, can fetch thousands, especially in uncirculated condition. Combine an error with a high grade, and now you're talking premium value. Point 3. Rarity. Even though billions were minted, very few were preserved in perfect condition. Most went into circulation and picked up scratches, dings, and oxidation over time. Finding a flawless example is like finding a needle in a haystack. And that rarity is what drives collectors to pay eye-watering prices. In recent years, high-grade examples of the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny have appeared at major auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, selling for tens of thousands of dollars. One nearly perfect example, graded MS68 red by PCGS, sold for just under $99,000, and that's without a major error. Just imagine what a perfect 1980 penny with a dramatic error could go for in today's market. So what should you look for in your pocket change, coin jar, or inherited coin collection? Start by looking at the date. If you see a 1980 penny with no mint mark, check the color. Is it still red and shiny like it was just minted? Look at the surface. Are there any nicks, scratches, or signs of wear? Examine the lettering and Lincoln's profile. Do you see any doubling or unusual features? If so, you might have a rare variety or a valuable error coin, Also, remember that having the coin professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC is essential if you think you've got a high-value piece. The grade assigned by these companies can make all the difference when it comes to selling at auction. To recap, the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin is a perfect example of how something small can be worth a fortune. While billions were made, the true gems are the coins preserved in pristine condition, those with rare errors, or those with a combination of both. And today, a top-graded, flawless example of this penny has a market value of $99,000. That's right, $99,000 for a 1-cent coin. So the next time you go through your change or open up that old coin collection from a grandparent, take a closer look at those 1980 Lincoln pennies. What might seem like a common coin could actually be a treasure in disguise. And who knows, maybe your penny is the next one to sell for nearly $100,000. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful or exciting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or have a 1980 penny in your collection. We'd love to hear about it. Until next time, happy collecting, and may your next penny be worth a fortune. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a tiny coin that could be worth a fortune, the 1988 D Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. That's right, this little copper-coated coin with a D mint mark could be sitting in your change jar right now, and believe it or not, some collectors are willing to pay up to $67,992 for it. So stay tuned, because you don't want to miss this incredible story about one of the most surprising pennies in U.S. coin history. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent, also known as the Lincoln penny, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first American coin to feature the face of a real historical person, and it was a pretty big deal at the time. Over the decades, the design has undergone some subtle changes, but the basic image of Lincoln on the obverse side has remained the same. In 1988, the penny was still being struck using copper-plated zinc, a change that began in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. Now, let's talk specifically about the 1988 D penny. The D Mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, one of the three main facilities used by the United States Mint. That year, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of pennies. So you might be thinking, if there were so many produced, how could any of them be valuable? What makes this coin so special? Well, that's where things get interesting. While most 1988 D Lincoln cents are only worth face value, there are a few rare varieties and mint eras that have skyrocketed in value among collectors. And one of those extremely rare 1988 D Lincoln pennies recently sold for a jaw-dropping $67,992 in the current coin market. That's not a typo. This penny fetched nearly $68,000 due to its rare characteristics. So what should you be looking for? Let's talk about the details that separate a regular 1988 D penny from one that could make you rich. One of the most sought-after features is what's called a transitional error. In numismatics, a transitional error occurs when a coin is struck with the wrong design elements from either the previous or following year. In the case of the 1988 D penny, some coins were mistakenly struck using a reverse die from 1989. That means the design on the back side of the coin has very subtle differences, particularly in the initials near the Lincoln Memorial. Normally, the 1988 penny should have the designer's initials, FG for Frank Gasparo, in a specific location with a particular shape. But on these rare error coins, the initials are in a different font or position, matching the style introduced in 1989. This tiny detail is barely noticeable to the untrained eye, but to a coin expert, it's like discovering a gold nugget in your backyard. Another thing to look out for is the overall condition of the coin. In the coin world, condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. With 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. The 1988 D penny that sold for nearly $68,000 was in superb condition, graded MS 69, which means it was almost perfect. It had sharp details, no noticeable scratches, and a brilliant red luster that made it stand out from the rest. That's the kind of coin that collectors dream about. But even if your 1988 penny isn't perfect, don't lose hope. There are still other factors that can make it valuable. For example, off-center strikes, doubled dies, die cracks, and other minting errors can all increase the value of a coin significantly. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and they're rare enough to catch the attention of serious collectors. Now let's take a closer look at the current market. Why is this penny worth so much now? Well, like any collectible item, coin values are influenced by supply and demand. As more collectors enter the market and search for these rare coins, the value goes up. And because the number of known 1988 transitional era pennies is so small, the demand far outweighs the supply. That's why one of these rare coins can command such a high price. According to recent auction results and market trends, the highest recorded sale for a 1988 penny reached an astonishing $67,992. That sale shook the coin collecting world and brought renewed attention to this humble little coin. Since then, collectors everywhere have been scouring their collections, coin rolls, and even their spare change hoping to find their own jackpot penny. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means it's time to check your coin jars, drawers, and pockets. Take a close look at any 1988 pennies you might have. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the FG initials on the reverse side. If they look different, or match the style from 1989, you might just have a rare transitional error on your hands. And if the coin is in great condition with little to no wear, it could be worth thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars. If you think you've found a rare 1988 penny, the next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These grading companies can confirm whether your coin is the real deal and assign it an official grade, which will help you when it comes time to sell or auction your coin. In the end, the 1988 Lincoln penny is proof that even the smallest and most ordinary coins can hold incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about coins, this story reminds us that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. So don't overlook those pennies. One of them might just be worth $67,992. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, rare coin stories, and amazing coin values. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck finding your very own valuable penny. Hey there, coin collectors and treasure hunters. What if I told you that a humble 1989 Lincoln penny, yes, just 1 cent, could actually be worth a jaw-dropping $79,000 today? That's right. You might want to check your change jar or that old coffee can full of coins after this video, because you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the 1989 Mint Mark Lincoln 1 cent penny, its history, its hidden value, and what makes this little copper beauty so incredibly rare and sought after by collectors all over the world. Welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for rare coin discoveries, unbelievable coin values, and everything you need to know about the hidden treasures in your pocket change. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another valuable coin update. Today, we're focusing on a coin that might look completely ordinary at first glance, the 1989 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver. But as we'll uncover in this video, some versions of this penny are anything but ordinary, and collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for the right one. History of the coin. Let's rewind to 1989. George H. W. Bush had just taken office as the 41st President of the United States. The Berlin Wall was still standing, but just barely, and millions of these 1 cent coins were being minted across the country. The Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for 80 years at that point, having been introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Denver Mint, designated by the D Mint mark on the coin, produced over 5.3 billion Lincoln cents in 1989 alone. Yes, that's billion with a B. So what makes one of these coins worth $79,000? Well, let's get into it. What makes it valuable? When it comes to coins, it's all about rarity, condition, and errors, and the 1989 D penny has a few surprises up its sleeve. First and foremost, let's talk about errors. Minting errors can drastically increase a coin's value. In the case of the 1989 D Lincoln penny, there are a few specific error types and varieties that make it stand out. Off-center strikes, coins that were not perfectly aligned during the minting process can be worth big bucks. A 1989 D penny that is significantly off-center yet still shows the full date and mint mark can command thousands. Double die obverse (DDO). This happens when the die that strikes the coin has a misaligned duplication, causing the design elements, especially Lincoln's features, the words, "In God We Trust," or the date, to appear doubled. These are extremely desirable. Wrong planchet errors. Some 1989 D pennies were mistakenly struck on planchets meant for dimes or foreign coins, creating lightweight pennies with a silvery tone. These are extremely rare and highly collectible. Struck through grease. Sometimes grease or debris blocks the die, resulting in missing or faint design elements. These errors are uncommon and can fetch a premium depending on how dramatic they are. But even without an error, a perfect condition coin, known as mint state 68 or higher, MS 68 plus, can be incredibly valuable due to its rarity in such pristine condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Only a handful of 1989 D pennies have ever been graded that high, making them true unicorns in the world of coin collecting. Record auction sale. Let's talk about money. In recent years, a 1989 D Lincoln penny graded MS 68 by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, sold at auction for $79,000. Why? Because it was one of the finest known examples in existence. Out of billions of coins minted, only a few survive in such top-tier condition, making them extremely desirable to elite collectors who are willing to pay a fortune to complete their sets. How to identify a valuable 1989 D penny? Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1989 D penny is worth thousands? Here's what to look for. Mint mark. Check for the D mint mark under the year on the obverse side, the front with Lincoln's portrait. Make sure it's not been tampered with. Check for errors. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin. Look for doubling on the letters and numbers, especially around Liberty, the date, and In God We Trust. Coin weight. A standard Lincoln penny from 1989 should weigh around 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more or less, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Condition. Look for coins with no scratches, no wear, and full original luster. The shinier and cleaner the coin, the better. If you believe your coin might be in mint state condition, it's worth having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Why this coin matters, so why all the excitement over a penny? The 1989 D Lincoln cent represents the fascinating world of numismatics, where history, art, and rarity intersect. It shows how even the smallest and most overlooked objects can have immense value when you know what to look for. It's a perfect example of why you should always check your change, because your next penny might be worth way more than just 1 cent. Current market value and trends. As of now, the most valuable examples of this coin are fetching up to $79,000, but prices are continuing to climb, especially as more collectors enter the market and supply remains limited. Even coins graded MS 67 are selling for several $1,000s. Error coins and varieties are also drawing serious attention, with values ranging from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the type and clarity of the error. So if you have a 1989 D penny sitting in a drawer, don't spend it just yet. It could be your ticket to a serious payday. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or have a 1989 D penny in your collection. And if you want more deep dives into rare coins that could be worth thousands, make sure to check out the rest of our videos. We've got plenty of treasure hunting content just for you. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins close, and happy collecting. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures that might just be sitting in your pocket change. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update on coins that are worth a fortune. Today, we are talking about a very special coin, the 1989 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. That's right. This seemingly ordinary penny could be worth up to $79,268 in today's market. So grab your change jar and let's find out what makes this coin so incredibly valuable. Let's start with the basics. The 1989 Lincoln cent was part of the long-running Lincoln penny series, which began all the way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse or front of the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been a staple of American coinage for more than a century and is one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, from 1959 to 2008, the Lincoln Memorial was featured, designed by Frank Gasparo, and that's exactly what you'll find on the 1989 penny. Now let's talk about the mint marks. Coins minted in Philadelphia traditionally bear no mint mark, while coins from Denver feature a D and those from San Francisco have an S. So when you come across a 1989 penny with no mint mark, it was most likely minted in Philadelphia. However, here's where it gets interesting. Not all 1989 no mint mark Lincoln cents are created equal. Most are worth face value or slightly more if they're in uncirculated condition. But some rare varieties and era coins from this year have stunned collectors and skyrocketed in value, and that's exactly what we're going to explore. The value of a 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary significantly based on its condition, strike quality, rarity, and any unique features like errors. While regular circulated 1989 pennies are usually worth just 1 cent, high-grade examples that are virtually flawless and professionally graded can bring in serious cash. A top-tier specimen graded MS-68 red by a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC can command thousands, and in some incredibly rare cases, tens of thousands. In fact, a particular 1989 Lincoln penny with exceptional luster, sharp strike, and pristine surfaces recently sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $79,268. So what makes a 1989 penny worth nearly $80,000? First and foremost, it comes down to condition and rarity. Mint state coins are those that have never been used in circulation and show no signs of wear. The highest grade possible is MS-70, which is essentially a perfect coin. While MS-70s are almost impossible to find for older pennies, coins graded MS-68 and higher are incredibly desirable and rare. For the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, only a handful have been graded that high, and those are the ones that fetch the big bucks. Another major factor that can drive up the value is the presence of minting errors. Collectors go wild for error coins, especially ones with dramatic mistakes. For the 1989 Lincoln penny, some valuable errors include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, like a dime planchet or even a foreign coin blank. These types of errors are extremely rare, and when combined with a high mint state grade, they can increase the coin's value exponentially. Now let's take a quick look at some of the different values you might expect for the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny depending on its grade. A regular circulated coin with no visible damage, an average where will still just be worth a cent, maybe a little more to the right buyer. If you have an uncirculated example, it could fetch between $1 and $5. A higher grade coin in MS-65 red could bring in around $15 to $50. But as you climb the scale and approach MS-67 or MS-68, that's where things really take off. MS-67 coins have been known to sell for several hundred to over $1,000, and the extremely rare MS-68 examples, especially those with strong eye appeal, can sell for tens of thousands, like the record-setting sale of $79,268. Now here's where it gets fun. How can you find one of these valuable coins? The truth is, valuable 1989 no mint mark Lincoln pennies are still out there, hiding in pocket change, coin rolls, old jars, or forgotten piggy banks. The best way to hunt for them is to check every penny you come across, especially ones from the 1980s. Look closely at the surfaces. Is the coin in pristine condition? Are there any visible errors or doubling on the lettering or numbers? You might want to invest in a magnifying glass or even a digital microscope to examine coins up close. If you think you have a good candidate, consider sending it to a professional grading service to get an official grade. That grade could mean the difference between a penny worth 1 cent and one worth nearly $80,000. But before you go digging through your coin stash, there's one more thing you should know: market trends. Coin values can fluctuate based on collector demand, auction results, and the overall state of the economy. The 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny has seen increasing interest in recent years, partly because collectors are focusing more on modern-era coins and partly because high-grade examples are so rare. As more collectors hunt for these gems, prices continue to climb. That means now could be a great time to either buy or sell, depending on what's in your collection. So there you have it, the amazing story of the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that might seem totally ordinary but could secretly be worth up to $79,268. Whether it's a flawless mint state specimen or a dramatic era coin, this little copper piece has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Don't underestimate the power of pocket change. It might just hold a fortune. Have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow coin enthusiasts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one where we explore more coins that are worth a lot more than you think. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most exciting and valuable modern pennies you can still find in your pocket change, the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Believe it or not, this tiny copper-colored coin, often overlooked by many, has made headlines in the numismatic world for its jaw-dropping market value of up to $82,399. That's right, a single penny that could be worth more than a brand new luxury car. So grab your magnifying glass, get comfortable, and stick with me till the end of this video, because we're going to uncover what makes this coin so special, how to identify it, and why collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars for it. Let's get into it. History and minting background. The Lincoln cent has been in continuous production since 1909, originally struck to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But it wasn't until the 1990s that a surprising minting anomaly turned a routine year of production into a potential goldmine for collectors. In 1990, the U.S. Mint was still producing pennies at several different locations, notably the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Now, coins minted in Philadelphia typically do not have a mint mark, while those struck in Denver carry a D mint mark, and coins from San Francisco usually carry an S. However, here's where the story gets really interesting. In 1990, a very small number of Lincoln cents struck at the San Francisco Mint were mistakenly released without the S mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. These coins were supposed to be proof coins for collectors only, meaning they should have had a clear, raised S mint mark. But a few somehow slipped through the cracks and ended up being released without any mint mark at all. The result? A coin that looks just like an ordinary 1990 Philadelphia issued penny, but is actually a rare proof coin missing its identifying mint mark. Why is it worth so much? So you might be wondering, what makes this penny worth up to $82,399? Let's break it down. Rarity. Only a tiny number of these no mint mark proof pennies were ever produced. Even fewer have survived in pristine condition. The scarcity alone makes it extremely desirable for collectors. Minting errors always spark interest in the collecting community, especially when they involve something as significant as a missing mint mark. This wasn't just a minor die crack or a double strike, it was a major deviation from the intended design for a proof coin. Proof quality without the proof mark. These were proof coins, meaning they were struck with specially prepared dies on high-quality planchets to create a mirror-like finish. Finding one of these with no mint mark in such proof condition is like finding a needle in a haystack. Market demand. The value of any collectible item is driven by how badly people want it. And in this case, collectors, dealers, and investors all compete fiercely for these rare coins. When one shows up at auction, prices skyrocket. That's how we arrived at that impressive $82,399 valuation for a top-grade specimen. How Tio identified the 1990 endowment mark penny. Now, here's the part you've all been waiting for. How can you identify if you have one of these valuable pennies? Step 1. Check the date. Look for a penny dated 1990. Step 2. Examine the mint mark area. On the obverse, heads side of the coin, just beneath the date, you'll typically see a letter indicating the mint. If your coin has a D for Denver, it's not the rare variety. If it has an S, it may be a proof coin, but it's not the rare missing mint mark version. But if there's absolutely no mint mark at all, you might have a Philadelphia-issued cent. Or one of these incredibly rare no mint mark proof coins from San Francisco. Step 3. Look at the coin's finish. Is it shiny and reflective like a mirror? Are the details crisp, with sharp lines and almost frosted devices on a glossy background? That's a sign you may be holding a proof coin. Regular circulation coins don't have this level of finish. If your 1990 penny has no mint mark and has a mirror-like proof appearance, you should definitely have it professionally graded and authenticated. Real sales and auction records. Let's talk real numbers. In recent years, authenticated examples of the 1990 no mint mark proof Lincoln penny have sold at auction for staggering prices. One specimen graded proof 69 Deep Cameo by PCGS sold for over $20,000. Another example, a nearly flawless proof 70 Deep Cameo condition, reached a staggering auction price of $82,399, making it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever sold. That's the kind of money that can pay off debt, fund college tuition, or even buy a house in some parts of the country, all from a coin that originally cost just 1 cent. Tips for finding one in the wild. So how can you get your hands on one of these incredible coins? Here are some tips. Search old proof sets. Focus on 1990 US mint proof sets. If you spot one where the penny has no S mint mark, jackpot. Check coin shops and flea markets. Sometimes sellers overlook these errors, especially if the coin looks ordinary. Always bring a loupe or magnifying glass to inspect closely. Keep an eye on eBay or online marketplaces. While most of the high-grade examples are already in collector hands, misidentified coins do pop up from time to time. Buy and sell smart. If you believe you've found one, have it authenticated by a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade will increase your coin's value and help it sell for top dollar. So there you have it. The incredible story of the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny, a coin worth as much as $82,399 due to a rare minting error, incredible proof quality, and high demand among collectors. If you're serious about coin hunting, this is one piece you have to keep an eye out for. Check your coin jars, proof sets, and dealer boxes. Who knows, you might just stumble across a hidden gem that turns into a small fortune. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a future upload. And if you've ever seen or found a rare coin like this, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, happy hunting, and may your next penny be worth $82,000. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we dig deep into the world of rare and valuable coins hiding right in your pocket change. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but it's actually worth a fortune. I'm talking about the 1991 D Lincoln 1 cent penny. This little copper-plated treasure, with the Denver mint mark, could be worth as much as $99,268 in today's market. That's right, a single penny, almost $100,000. So, how is that even possible? Let's dive in. Now, before we get into the value and what makes this coin so special, let's take a quick trip back into history. The 1991 D Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint in the United States, part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series that began in 1959. These pennies feature the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The 1991 D penny was struck in large numbers, over 4.6 billion coins, so at first, it might seem like nothing rare or special. But as we always say in the coin collecting world, it's not just about how many were made, it's about how they were made. So, what makes a 1991 D penny worth almost $100,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and most importantly, minting errors or variety types. There are a few special versions of the 1991 D penny that have been discovered in pristine condition, graded by top companies like PCGS or NGC at mint state 68 or higher, and some of these have unique features that set them apart, things like double die errors, off-center strikes, or even planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong type of metal. For example, a 1991 D penny that was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard copper-plated zinc could command an insane price at auction. Why? Because it's not supposed to exist. The US Mint transitioned from bronze to zinc in 1982, so finding a 1991 D on a bronze planchet is like finding a needle in a haystack. That's the kind of error collectors will fight for, and the bids can skyrocket in no time. Now, let's talk grading, because that's where the real money comes in. A regular circulated 1991 D penny, the kind you might find in your junk drawer or pocket, is worth just face value. But if you happen to have one in uncirculated condition, especially one that grades at MS66, MS67, or MS68, then the value shoots up dramatically. In fact, the current market value for a top-grade 1991 D penny in MS68 red condition is sitting at an eye-popping $99,268. That's a life-changing amount of money for a single penny. And here's something a lot of people overlook: color designation matters. When grading Lincoln cents, especially those minted after 1982, the color of the coin plays a massive role in determining value. Coins are graded as brown, or red, with red RD being the most desirable and valuable. A bright, shiny, original red 1991 D penny in pristine condition is what collectors are hunting for. It means the coin was well preserved and hasn't been exposed to air or handled excessively, which is rare for something that's been around over 30 years. Another thing that can boost the value of a 1991 D penny is if it has full steps on the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. Just like the full bands on a Mercury dime or full bell lines on a Franklin $50, full steps mean the coin was struck with extraordinary detail, and that makes it stand out to collectors. Now, let's talk about auction sales, because that's where we see real-world proof of what these coins are worth. In recent years, 1991 D Lincoln pennies have sold at major auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers for tens of thousands of dollars. One of the most notable sales was a 1991 D penny graded MS68 RD by PCGS that fetched $99,268 at auction, and it caused a huge stir in the numismatic world. The coin was nearly flawless, had blazing red color, razor-sharp details, and was one of the highest graded examples in existence. That's what collectors want, the absolute best. So, what can you do if you think you might have one of these valuable 1991 D pennies? First, don't clean it. Cleaning coins actually lowers their value. Instead, handle it carefully by the edges, and take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for evaluation. They'll give you an official grade and help you understand if your coin has the potential to be worth big money. And if you're wondering where to look, start by checking your change, your piggy bank, your old coin jars, or any rolls of pennies you've got saved. You never know what treasures are waiting to be discovered. Even if your coin isn't the ultra-rare kind, it's still fun and exciting to hunt for coins with history and hidden value. So to recap, the 1991 D Lincoln penny might seem like just another cent, but under the right circumstances, mint errors, high grade, brilliant red color, it can be worth as much as $99,268 today. That's what makes coin collecting so incredible. Sometimes, the rarest finds are hiding in plain sight. If you found this video helpful, Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about coins that could make you rich. Have you found any 1991 D pennies lately? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep checking your change. Welcome back, coin lovers and treasure hunters. If you're holding onto a jar of old pennies or a box of coins from your grandparents' attic, stop what you're doing, because you might be sitting on a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that has blown collectors away and shocked the numismatic world. It's none other than the 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. That's right, just 1 penny from 1984, and its current market value is an astonishing $85,998. Grab your magnifying glass, because you're about to learn how one ordinary-looking coin turned into a goldmine. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the years, the design has evolved, but one thing that has always remained consistent is its place in our pockets and piggy banks. The 1984 Lincoln cent is part of the Memorial Reverse series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. These coins feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side and are made mostly of copper-plated zinc, specifically 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Now, let's talk about the no-mint mark detail, which is the key to this coin's rarity. Normally, pennies struck in Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those from Denver or San Francisco have a D or S respectively. So why is a no mint mark 1984 penny such a big deal? Well, in most cases, a coin with no mint mark from 1984 isn't rare. But here's the twist. What makes this particular penny special isn't just the absence of the mint mark. It's an ultra-rare variation that includes a dramatic and highly collectible error known as a double die obverse. That's right, the famous 1984 double die penny. This error occurred during the minting process when the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, creating a noticeable doubling in Lincoln's ear and sometimes his eye and other facial features. This kind of doubling is not subtle. It can easily be seen with the naked eye. And coin collectors go absolutely wild for this kind of error. Combine that with a no mint mark, and you've got a jackpot. So, how did this happen? During the die creation process, the hub and die must align perfectly. When there's a misalignment, or the die receives more than one impression at different angles, doubling occurs. These mistakes were more common during the 70s and 80s when minting technology wasn't as precise as today. The 1984 double die is one of the most famous examples because of how prominent and eye-catching the error is. But not all 1984 no-mint mark pennies are created equal. Most are worth just 1 cent, but a very small percentage have this doubling error. These are the coins collectors go after, and when found in pristine condition, meaning little to no wear, strong details, full original luster, they can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. One in near mint condition recently sold for a mind-blowing $85,998. That's right, a coin that cost just 1 cent to make has appreciated by over 8.5 million%. Insane, right? Let's talk condition. In the coin world, condition is everything. A coin graded MS65 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can skyrocket in value. MS stands for mint state, and the higher the number out of 70, the better the condition. An MS68 1984 double die Lincoln cent is incredibly rare, and that's exactly the kind of coin that brings in those $80,000 plus price tags. Even lower-grade coins with the doubling error can still sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on demand. Now, here's where it gets interesting for you at home. You might already own one. These coins were minted in the millions, and while the double die variation is rare, it's not impossible to find. All you need is a bit of luck and a sharp eye. Check Lincoln's ear. If you see a clear, doubled lobe, you might have struck copper gold. Use a good magnifier or jeweler's loupe to inspect any 1984 pennies you have in your collection. And remember, don't clean your coins. Ever. Cleaning can reduce a coin's value drastically, even if it's a rare variety. Collectors aren't the only ones interested in this penny. Investors have also started entering the rare coin market, treating these high-value cents as assets that appreciate over time. That's why auction prices are climbing year after year. A few years ago, this coin might have sold for $10,000. Today, it's approaching $90,000. Who knows where the value could go next? So why do people pay so much for a small piece of copper and zinc? It's about rarity, condition, history, and yes, a little bit of obsession. There are millions of Lincoln cents out there, but only a tiny handful have the perfect combination of error, condition, and provenance. When collectors spot one in an auction, the bidding war begins, and the price skyrockets. Now let's quickly talk market trends. As of now, April 2025, the current estimated market value of a certified, high-grade 1984 no-mint mark double-die Lincoln cent is $85,998. That's based on recent auction results and private sales tracked by top numismatic dealers. Lower-grade versions still sell for hundreds to thousands depending on eye appeal and demand. And as more people get interested in coin collecting thanks to videos like this one, the market continues to heat up. So what should you do next? Check your spare change, your childhood coin collection, or your family's old coin jars. Look for that 1984 penny. Examine Lincoln's ear. If you think you've got something, take it to a coin shop, or better yet, send it to a professional grading service to authenticate and grade your coin. You could be holding a small fortune in your hand, and not even know it. Before we wrap up, here's a quick recap. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the most valuable 1-cent coins in modern numismatic history. It owes its incredible value to a striking and rare double-die error, specifically visible in Lincoln's ear. In pristine condition, this coin has sold for up to $85,998, and the value continues to climb. It's a powerful reminder that hidden treasures can be found in the most ordinary places, sometimes even in your pocket. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more incredible coin stories, valuable finds, and collector secrets. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a new upload. And if you've ever found a rare coin, let us know in the comments. We love hearing your stories. Until next time, keep hunting, keep dreaming, and as always, happy collecting.